I am a teacher of English language and social studies. We have met several times and we have discussed quite a number of things. And those of you who have been following, I believe you have benefited. Today we have yet another another area that we want to handle and finish. That is pronouns. Pronouns. Now, allow me share my screen. Oh. What are pronouns? What are pronouns? If you have an immediate answer, you can type it in your chat. What are pronouns? If you have a quick answer, type it in the chat. What are pronouns? I'm still waiting to see answer number 1. Do we know pronouns? Stuart, you have just put the word pronoun in the chat. What are pronouns? That's what we are discussing. Nondo, we want the answer in the chat. Gabriel Hazel, thank you so much. Thank you. I believe everyone can see Gabriela's answer in the chat. Yes. She says is a word used to replace a noun. Very good. Is there anyone with a different idea? Pronoun, a word used to replace a noun. Good, good. That is the best definition for pronouns. So we can agree with Gabriela that these are small words. They are usually very small that are used to replace a noun. To describing is quite different because describing words that describe nouns are adjectives. Adjectives are used to describe nouns, but pronouns sit in positions of nouns. Pronouns sit in positions of nouns. Thank you. Someone has used the word substitute. These are words that substitute nouns. Good. So they sit in a place where a noun is supposed to be. And we use them to avoid repetition, boring repetitions. So why do we use pronouns? 1, to avoid repetition or redundancy. So just imagine you are speaking about Edmond and then you say, Edmond went to school. Edmond studied. Edmond played football. Edmond, it will become boring. So to avoid those boring repetitions, we ought to use pronouns. We shall only say Edmond went to school and he played football. So the word he sitting in the place of Edmond becomes the pronoun. Next, to make the language interesting. We use these nouns to make the language interesting. We use these pronouns to make the language interesting. So if the language is not boring and it's not redundant, therefore it is interesting. So that is one of the reasons as to why we use nouns, or rather pronouns. Examples of pronouns. Put in the chat. One example of pronoun that you know. Put in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Chat. Examples of pronouns. Chat. Thank you, Rashida. Thank you, Pretty. Oh, no. Dog cannot be a pronoun. Dog is a concrete noun. Ambrose, thank you. Princess Karen, thank you. Gabriela, thank you. Stuart, good. Melissa, very good. Vanessa, good relative pronoun. You are having an echo, and where is it coming from? Pretty Patrick Sewanyana, I don't know where the echo is coming from because I am alone in the room and I have only one device. Blessings, Vanessa, thank you. Those are all pronouns. The common ones are I, we, she, he. Those are common pronouns. How is not a pronoun. How is not a pronoun. Okay, let's continue. Now, categories of pronouns. All pronouns are categorized into two. Categories, we have subject pronouns and object pronouns. How do we get to know that this is a subject pronoun, this is an object pronoun? If you are to remember very well, a good sentence must have three parts. A good sentence must have a subject, a good sentence must have a verb, a good sentence must have an object. So if a pronoun replaces a subject, then that pronoun is considered a subject pronoun. If a pronoun replaces an object, then that pronoun is considered an object pronoun. So that's the difference. That's the difference. So we have two categories, not types. Types are many, but categories, we have subject pronouns and object pronouns. Let's look at this. Musisi went to the well. So Musisi is the subject because Musisi is doing the action of going, and the word well is the object because it receives the action. That is simple English that we use in our everyday speaking, but we just need to know the nitty-gritties, the details of what we speak. So Musisi went to the well. That is a good statement, that's a good sentence, and it qualifies to be a sentence because it has a subject, which is Musisi, it has a verb, which is went, it has an object, which is the well. So if a word is used to replace Musisi, if a pronoun is used to replace Musisi, who is a subject, then that pronoun is going to be a subject pronoun. If there is one that is used to replace the well, it will be an objective pronoun. That's what I mean, subject, object, simple English. Oh. Examples of subject pronouns.
Come on, send the radio.
Examples of subject pronouns. Who can give us some of these examples? These examples, we are looking for examples of subject pronouns. We gave some already, so we should not waste a lot of time. There are 8 in number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 subject pronouns in English, 8. 8 subject pronouns.
8.
I, you. Actually, yes, they are I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. So there are 2 yous, we shall know why. And then we have I, which is referring to you yourself, if you are referring to yourself. He, she for female, it for non-living things, or for living things that are not humans. Then we for me inclusive and others, you using plural, that is you plural, and then they, which is third person plural. So those are those are the subject pronouns we have in English. They are 8 in numbers. Is there anybody with a question before we go any further? Yes, Nabidie, Melissa.
Teacher, why are there subject pronouns? Why are there 2 U's?
Okay, why are there two yous? Good question. So, Melissa, the reason as to why we have two yous is because in English, you serves two purposes. You can be used to refer to you singular. Like you are talking to your sister, one sister of yours, and you say, you bring for me a cup of water. So when you say, you bring for me a cup of water, you are referring to your sister, one person, you. So then there is a case where you use you to refer to many. You people keep quiet. You should keep quiet. You are telling your friends in class that they should keep quiet because the teacher will find them shouting. So you say, you need to keep quiet. You need to keep quiet. That you is different from the first you. The first you refer to your sister, who is one. The second you refer to your friends, who are many. Therefore, we have two yous. I don't know whether it is clear. Melissa, is it?
Yes, teacher.
Have you understood why we have two yous?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So, good. Naba for Robina, do you have a question? I can see you have unmuted your microphone. Robina? Okay, is there anyone else with a question before we go any further? I don't want to leave anyone behind. Okay, it seems there are no questions. Yes, Edmond. There are no questions. So let's soldier on. So this one is going to help you understand. Let's understand the grammatical person. First person, second person, third person. Who are these persons? The grammatical person is what we are going to understand right now. Do you have any question about the grammatical person? And I get to know whether we can address it. Anyone with a question about the grammatical person? No question. Okay, so who is this grammatical person that we keep on referring to in English? Like you say, second person singular, second person plural, manya first person singular, like that. Who is this person? So when we are talking about ourselves, that is the first person. So when they tell you construct a sentence using the first person, so you have to include yourself. So the pronoun for the first person singular is I. The pronoun for first person plural is we. When talking directly to one or more people, we use you. You is second person. So it is now beyond me, I, then when we are referring to you, that is the second person. It means that you're seeing them or you are talking to them directly. So when you are directly talking to someone, to a person, whether one or two, you use the second person. So that second person has two pronouns, you that we discussed earlier, you which is singular when you are referring to one person, and then you which is plural when you are referring to more than one person. You girls watch over yourselves. So you are using you to refer to many people. So that is the second person singular and second person plural. When talking about someone or something else, so you are talking about someone or something else, maybe they are not even there, then you can use the third person singular and plural. So third person singular has three pronouns: he, she, it, and they, which is the third person plural. So those are the three grammatical persons in English. Each grammatical person has got both singular and plural attributes. Singular and plural attributes. Therefore, that's why we are discussing that first person singular is I, first person plural is we. Second person singular is you, second person plural is you. First person Third person singular is he, she, and it. Third person plural is they. Is there anyone with a question regarding the grammatical person? Is there anyone with a question regarding the grammatical person? Let me just copy this and I send it to Lynn, who does not have a microphone connected. Is there anyone with a question? Okay, they have all connected. No questions. Wow, that's clear then. Rashida, we are going to ask you to turn off your video. Yes, thank you. So that is the grammatical person. So now we have understood the subject pronouns. Let's get to the object pronouns. What are the object pronouns? We talked about them earlier here. Yes. So those pronouns that sit in an object place, that replace objects in a sentence. Like if you wanted to replace the word where, you would use an object pronoun. So those pronouns are what we are going to talk about. Remember, in short, an object of a sentence is that thing that is talked about, that receives the action done by the subject. Like, let's take an example. Lynn is sitting on a desk. Therefore, Lynn is the subject. Sitting is the verb. What receives the action of sitting is the desk. Therefore, the desk is the object. We don't mean that objects should only be non-living things, non-living things. No, that's not right. You can be an object even if you are a person in a sentence. Like, James has given Sarah. So the name Sarah here will function as an object in that sentence because James has performed the action of giving and Sarah has received the action of giving. So the receiver of the action is the object of the sentence. I hope you've understood. So we are going to look at object pronouns, having understood subject pronouns. Which object pronouns do you know? Note, all object pronouns are derived from subject pronouns. There is no object pronoun without a subject pronoun. You should know all the 8 subject pronouns for you to know the object pronouns. Examples. We discussed this already. First person singular is I. Its object is me. Second person singular is you. Its object is still you. I told you. You get that? I told you. So you, this you is an object pronoun. Third person singular is he. Its object is him. I told him. Third person singular still is she, and its object is her. I told her. Third person singular is it still, and its object pronoun is it still. They don't like it. So you can see that these pronouns that I'm giving you are replacing an object in a sentence. Whoever has a video turned on, please turn it off to save our bandwidth. Thank you. Okay, so you can see that these are replacing objects in a sentence. First person plural is we, and its object pronoun is us. For example, they told us to clean the compound. They told us to clean the compound. Therefore, us is an object pronoun. You and you, still, it remains unchanged. Then third person plural is they, and its pronoun, its object pronoun is them. That becomes an object pronoun for they, it's a subject pronoun. I don't know whether that is clear enough or there are questions. If you have any question, yes, you can ask now. If you have any questions, with any questions. Is there anyone with any questions? There are no questions. Okay, we are busy getting to dissect the Queen's language. And yes, now these are now types of pronouns. One of them is personal pronouns. What are personal pronouns? What are personal pronouns? What are personal pronouns? Answers in the chat. Okay, raise the hand, I pick you and you explain to us. What do you understand by the term personal pronouns? Personal pronouns, what are they? You can see there are basically two words, personal and pronouns. We have already understood what a pronoun is. Therefore, what do you understand by the term personal pronouns? I want answers. Answers, we are 31. It's a big class. You cannot tell me you all don't know the answer, or you cannot all try. At least one of you should try. Rachel Nabonso. Rachel Nabonso, can you try?
Personal pronouns are pronouns used in place of persons.
Very good try. I love that. A very good answer, actually, not just try. There was someone else who had their hand raised up. Rashida. Rashida, the word describe should not come into your head when you're thinking about pronouns. The word describe should come when you're thinking about adjectives. Adjectives describe. Adverbs describe. Adverbs describe verbs. Adjectives describe nouns. But pronouns do not describe. They replace. Thank you, Karen, Princess Karen. Thank you, Edmond. Though your answer is incomplete, you can finish it up. Yes, Murunji Jesse Matthew. Jesse?
A personal pronoun is a pronoun that we use to describe a person.
Yes, thank you for that. But I told you, you should desist from the word describe when you're talking about pronouns. Pronouns don't describe, they replace. They replace. Yes, Sozi, thank you though for that submission. Yes, Sozi. Yes, Sozi. Sozi, Edmond,
Personal pronouns are pronouns that are associated primarily with a particular person.
okay, primarily with a particular person. That looks like a Google definition, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I appreciate. Shantai, thank you. All your answers are spot on. Maybe we can hear from Princess Karen. Yes, Princess.
Personal pronouns are little words used to replace people.
Yes. So that means if you were to refer to a person, therefore, you instead use that noun that you use instead of a person is what you call a personal pronoun. They are called the personal pronouns because they mostly refer to people. I am using the word mostly with utmost carefulness because it reserves some uniqueness. So they help when we are conjugating verbs. To conjugate a verb is to change it from one tense to another. That is called conjugation. From one tense to another, from the present tense to the past tense, from to the future tense, that is to conjugate. So those personal pronouns help us to conjugate verbs. So they are used mostly to refer to a person or to people. Sozi, your hand is up. Yes, Sozi. Princess Karen, do you want to add something? Your hand is still up. Okay. So when you are talking about personal pronouns, like when you want to say, I smile. So you are referring to yourself and you a person. Therefore, I is a personal pronoun. I becomes a personal pronoun. Other personal pronouns that you know, you put in the chat very fast. Other personal pronouns that you know, put in the chat, put in the chat, put in the chat, put in the chat. If you know any other personal pronoun. Other personal pronouns that we know. Very good. David, we are talking about those that are subject. Subject, personal pronouns, subject, personal pronouns. Murunji, Nabu Kenya, thank you. Shantai, I'm waiting for a subject, personal pronoun. Subject, personal pronoun. David Alexander, subject, personal pronouns are the ones we are interested in. Subject, personal pronouns. Subject, personal pronouns. Subject, personal pronouns. Yes, Sozi has put I. Someone else can put. We looked at many of them. So we have you. He speaks nicely. That's good. I laugh. That's good blessing. You. That's good Ambrose. So you. He smiles, she smiles. Those are all personal pronouns. It smiles. It, to refer to a subject pronoun, a personal subject pronoun. Which kind of people are referred to as it? Or which kind of people can be replaced by it? Which group of people? Which group of people do we use pronoun it to refer to? Hands are up, hands are up. Yes, let me start with you, Collins. Which group of people?
Animals.
Ah, animals is a group of people. Collins. Collins. Animals is not a group of people. Which group of people? Let me see their answers here. Yes, Vanessa, which group of people? Which group of people? Okay, the answers are all over the chart. Yes, the babies, call them infants. When we are referring to babies, we use it. We use it. So when you say it smiles, you refer to a baby. I like this baby because it smiles. Who can tell us why babies are referred to as using pronoun it? Who can give us the explanation as to why babies are referred to by the word it? I am waiting for the exam. You raise the hand, I give you. Princess Karen, do you want to explain? Please go ahead.
They do not understand.
Oh, so because they don't understand, therefore we should refer to them as it. Okay, let's find out from Vanessa. Yes, Vanessa?
We don't know their gender.
You sure? Vanessa? Your mother has given up birth to a baby girl. You don't know the baby's gender. Okay, thank you. Yes, Nabukenya Rashida. Why do we refer to babies as it?
They do not talk.
They do not talk, whatever. But there are even mature people who do not talk. Okay, thank you. Good idea. So the reason as to why we refer to babies as it is somehow related to what Vanessa said. When you go to someone, these babies, you cannot tell whether they are boys or girls. Most especially when they are not yours. When they are not your sibling.
Teacher, I can't hear you. Teacher, you're breaking up.
So we can't hear you.
Teacher, we can't hear you.
Teacher, we can't hear you. Teacher, we can't hear you.
Teacher, we can't hear you. Teacher, we can't hear you. Teacher, we can't hear you.
you.
So I was explaining as why babies are referred to as it. They take pronoun it. So I said, let's assume you've gone to the hospital and it is awkward for you to first ask or to mistakenly refer to a baby boy as a baby girl. So the whites thought it wise that they adopt it so that the mother is not offended. And when you call the baby it, that if
Teacher, is it your network or something?
Teacher, we cannot hear you.
Teacher, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I think his network is becoming.
Teacher, we can't hear you.
Let's be patient.
Teacher, we can't.
Let's be patient. His network is becoming unstable, but he will join and we continue.
Teacher, are you there?
talking about.
Teacher, are you there?
Whoever has a video on, Rachel, can you stop sharing your screen so that we can share the screen here? Rachel, stop sharing. Rachel, stop screen sharing. Thank you. Nondo, turn off your video. Whenever you turn on videos, that's why we keep on breaking off. Okay, so make sure your videos are not on and even your microphones are turned off. So we were discussing those personal pronouns, and it is good that we practice. He smiles, she smiles, it smiles, we smile, you smile, they smile. That one teaches you how different verbs conjugate, change depending on the person, the grammatical person you are referring to. When you go to tenses, if you start learning about tenses, they will keep on telling you first person singular, add the s. First person plural, do this, don't change. That's grammatical person. Okay, so note. Subject pronouns are used to make objective pronouns, like sentence construction. I know Tom. Tom knows me. So, I know Tom. Tom knows me. So, the word me here is an object pronoun being used to refer to subject pronoun I. Okay? We know Tom. Tom knows us. Therefore, us is an object pronoun or subject pronoun we. You know Tom. Tom knows you. Therefore, you becomes an object pronoun of you. He knows Tom, Tom knows him. Him being an object pronoun of he. She knows Tom, Tom knows her. Her being an object pronoun of she. They know Tom, Tom knows them. Them being the subject, the object pronoun of they. Therefore, that is it about subject and object pronouns. I don't know that there is anyone with a question before we proceed to another type. I want us to go through these types very fast. By the end of this week, we shall have finished some important parts, though we have those that are so critical, like relative pronouns, that we need to take almost the entire session discussing only one type. Is there anyone with a question? Yes, Millie.
Please, teacher, why don't we first try?
I beg your pardon?
Can you please wait and we first try?
Oh, Millie, I usually share the slides after the lesson. Therefore, you can write at your pace after the lesson. How about that?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's
so
okay.
right now, let's just get to something else. And I will share these slides with you after the lesson. Don't you worry. We have 15 minutes and we are going to use them very well. Okay. So we are going to talk about possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns. Wow. Possessive pronouns. The word possessive comes from the word possess. What is to possess? Sorry? What is to possess? You raise the hand, I pick you up, and you give us the answer. Vanessa?
To possess is to own.
To possess is to own. Very good answer. To possess is to own. These pronouns show ownership. They show ownership that this belongs to this person. Murungi Jesse Matthew, do you have a different view?
No.
Good. Let's pause. So these possessive pronouns, let's look at that pen. I don't know who is using this account, whose hand is up.
Yes, sir.
Teacher Bernard, is that you?
Yes, I'm the one. But I'm not raising an answer. I have an announcement to pass on.
Yes, please.
Okay. Could you please stop sharing a bit?
Okay. Let me stop sharing. There you go.
Okay, thank you. The announcement I'm passing is that tomorrow we shouldn't miss this session. We have a guest speaker who is supposed to talk to us, the learners and the parents who are interested to join in and see this speaker, Ambrose Chibuka. He wants to talk to all of us. Then on Thursday, we also have another training. We need to know how we can search the internet effectively. We know we are now dealing with digital era. So we need to know, once we are given some work, how best can we search the internet? So we are all invited. Don't miss these sessions. Thank you, teacher. Continue.
It seems you have questions. David, do you want to ask a question?
No, just saying, what is the name
The name of?
of the guest?
Ambrose Chibuka is a specialist.
Okay, thank you.
Nabukenya, do you have a question?
So I've not saw the timetable that they have shown us there.
Okay. The time for the guest speaker, Teacher Bernard, is it at 11? 11 to 1?
That's right. It is at 11 to 1 tomorrow.
Yes. So at 11 to 1, we get hold of our computers. We shall share a link. Please make sure that you attend. It is out of such engagements that you get to redefine your interests, to redefine your goals, and to stay focused, to know where you are going. Rashida, do you want to say something?
No.
Okay, that's okay. So let's get to, so the theme of the discussion will be having a purpose and remaining focused. That is something very, very important for you. You need to know how to remain focused in this perverse generation, like Jesus called it, perverse generation that is so confused. You want to remain a child who is resourceful, focused, and purposeful. Endeavor to attend tomorrow so that you can get to know how you can do that. I am worried we may not finish what we targeted because time is taking us seriously. But we are discussing possessive pronouns. We have learned that to possess means to own. I want you to look at this pen. This pen. If you wanted to show that this pen belongs to a person, then you will use a possessive pronoun. If you wanted to show that this pen belongs to a certain person, use a possessive pronoun. This pen is mine, not this pen. That pen is my pen, not your pen. This pen is my pen, not your pen. Which word or which words here show ownership? Which words here show ownership of the pen? I am in the chat waiting for answers. You write the words that show ownership. Yes, thank you, Nabirie. Thank you, Alexander. Thank you, Lynn. You have all seen one. Timothy, Nabukera. Thank you. Gabriel Hazel has finally seen the other one. Yes. Thank you, Hazel. Seraphine, thank you, Ambrose. Ambrose, we don't have mine. Thank you, Marceline, blessing. Thank you, Nondo. Thank you. Emma, get out. Emma, where did you get that word? From where did you get that word? We don't have it. Nabukera Rashida, it seems you have something to say beyond what we are writing in the chat. Star, Seraphine, Demon, Princess. Yes, Rashida, say something.
I'm sorry, teacher, by mistake.
Oh, I understand. It's okay. Timothy, thank you. Yes, thank you. You have all understood that, yes, this sentence is correct, but not natural, because we are repeating the noun. This sentence is correct, but not natural. Why? Because we are repeating the noun. Just check it out. Pen, pen, pen. Hey, that is too much. And we said pronouns are there to help us eliminate redundancy. Eliminate redundancy. So, how do we make this sentence? How do we make this sentence to be correct and natural? We need to avoid repeating the noun by the use of possessive pronouns. Therefore, we can say, so saying this pen is my pen, that pen is my pen, not your pen, we can simply say that pen is mine, not yours. The first two, my and your, are possessive adjectives. My and your are possessive adjectives. Now, possessive pronouns are mine and yours. Therefore, instead of you saying, that pen is my pen, not your pen, that would be so boring. You would say, that pen is mine, not yours. Therefore, we have possessive pronouns describe who owns something. Possessive pronouns replace the nouns and also possessive adjectives, like I talked about it here. My and your are possessive adjectives. They are being replaced by a possessive noun, my. So, mine. Is that clear?
Yes.
Millie, is that clear?
Yes.
David? David? Very good. Thank you, those of you who have put it in the chat. This pen is mine. Yes. So for you to be natural and correct, you need to use possessive nouns. So possessive nouns can be the subject of a sentence. How? Like, I don't like your pen, mine is better. So the second sentence is beginning with a possessive pronoun. Oh, I am sorry. Our time is fast spent. We shall need to stop here, and then maybe we can start from the same point when we meet again. My name is Teacher Jonah. I am glad that I have had you from the beginning up to now. If you have any questions, you can ask. We have about 3 minutes to answer questions. If you have any questions, just raise your hand up. I will see you in the chat and I'll give you a chance to ask the question that you want to ask. I encourage you to encourage your parents to subscribe Yaaka. 500,000 shillings, we are giving you 12 months of access, full-time access to our content. Even if you are in boarding, every time you return from school to home, you start from where you stopped. You tell us where you are finding a problem, and then we can chip in, can come in and we help you whenever you are not so comfortable. So where you don't understand, where you fear to tell your physical teachers, the teacher here, I don't understand, because we understand there are so many challenges at school. Sometimes you may not be able to open up, but we are here for you. So in case, just encourage your parents to subscribe to Yaaka. 500,000 shillings, that's around 47,000 shillings per month. Something that is affordable, 40,000. And you pay once, you access. If you start now, your subscription will expire next year in July on the 60th day. So just encourage them, tell them, Mommy, I beg that you subscribe. Allow me end here. Have a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
Thank you for the
teacher.
lesson.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Thank you for the lesson.
Bye,
Bye.
teacher. Thanks for the lesson.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Is Tulina on this group?
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher. How are you, teacher? Bye.
Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher.
Boy, bros. I don't. Bye, bro.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Okay. Have a nice evening, everyone.
That chicken vibes, huh?